Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Radar. This is episode 2 now. And once again, we're your hosts, Abdullah.
And Indujan.
And this is going to be pretty cool because we're talking about a few cars that were kind of quiet. We didn't really talk about these brands. We didn't even mention at all, actually.
Solid lineup. I mean, we have some fresh news this week.
Coming out
of Aston Martin.
Yeah, so they dropped a pretty cool video on their Instagram. And so all you saw was a video of the V12 badge. And then it was, I think, not more than like 15 seconds or so. And you just see the V12 badges shaking and tremoring, which eventually happens to be the revving of a brand new Aston Martin V12 Vantage.
Yeah, it's super cool. I guess they're calling it the final edition.
The final edition. So, do you want to tell the viewers why that is?
Yeah, I think, I believe that Tobias Moyers, who is the boss at Aston Martin, he basically confirmed that the V12 doesn't have a long-term future with the brand, and they will be switching over to a full AMG source powertrain. So what basically is hinting is that this might just be the final edition of the iconic V12 from Aston Martin. Right, so we do know that there are a couple of rumors also say that the Vantage is going full electric sports car coupe in 2025.
Yep.
So it looks like we're seeing the end of a great era, bro.
I don't like it at all. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Yeah, it's scary.
Don't tell me.
But you know what? We broke it. We gotta do it,
man.
bro. We broke the planet.
I know. Sorry, Greta. But yeah, no. Let's actually talk about this because it's been a few years since the last V12 came out. If you remember the last Vantage, the older style one, it had like the accents around the front bumper, the hood.
Yeah.
And it was a pretty cool car. I mean, but it attributed a lot to the older style.
Right.
But I don't know. What do you think about this car? I mean, personally, I don't like the Vantage. I'm not sure. Maybe I just haven't spent time with it a lot. Maybe
I do think it's a small. I mean, my favorite Aston has to be the Vanquish.
Yeah.
Just because it was wider, it was bigger. The Vantage always seemed like a entry level Aston,
yeah.
Right? So it's like the Gallardo of the Astons, or like the like a very entry level Aston. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for them to strap on a V12 in there, I think it'll be good, and I think the price tag is really good on it.
Yeah.
So it'll be coming out, and so it's not your DBS price tag. It's slightly lower, so you can get yourself into a V12 Aston. Comes in a 6-speed manual. So there's a crazy thing that they're doing. There's a 7-speed automatic, and you have a 6-speed manual gearbox in a V12 Vantage.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, because the ones right now are V8, right?
Yeah, they're V8.
The ones right now are V8. I don't know. Like for me personally, maybe I haven't watched too much James Bond movies or something, because I like Aston. They're cool. I mean, we haven't really filmed or shot much of it either. I mean, I think one that we usually go over is the DBS Superleggera.
Yeah, usually.
Just because it has such a nice presence, such a big, beautiful car. But this is going to be exciting. This is going to be exciting because, again, it's the end of an era for Aston Martin 100%. And the V12s. And I wonder if we're going to see this car in any movies or things like that, because,
I really hope so.
Leaving it the iconic V12, I think they might throw it in, like, another James Bond movie, or I'm not sure. I'm not even sure what car they have in the latest James Bond film.
I haven't seen it.
They just came out like a month ago, right?
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't. But you're right, man. And the scary part about this is that they call it the final edition, and it makes you think that how many final editions we're gonna see come out from every manufacturer and then kind of end off. This is just the beginning of the finals.
Naturally aspirated.
Yeah, just this entire thing coming to an end, and it's pretty crazy, man. Makes me kind of sad.
It's gonna be a new generation of cars, man.
Although that V12, so this V12 was developed in 1999 when Aston Martin was still owned by Ford at that time.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It is an extremely unreliable motor.
Yeah.
So obviously it's been refined, but it's that block. So it's a very iconic block for Aston Martin.
Coming back to the V12 that always kind of
right. So it's cool, and from the sound clip, it looks like it sounds amazing.
It does.
It pops. It revs high. It looked like
from what the audio seemed. Yeah. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's sad and it's exciting at the same time. We're coming to an end, but yeah, bro.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is.
Want to talk about another car?
I mean, I want to talk about another car. But before we move on, I got one question: you gonna buy it or burn it?
To be honest, there's a lot of V12s out there, and I think I'm okay with the Aston V12s. I'll be glad to burn it.
You're gonna burn it.
I'm gonna burn it.
I think I'm gonna buy it.
Oh really?
Final edition, fam.
I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna burn yours.
You're gonna come and break into my garage and burn mine just for the sake of
Just light it up, throw gasoline all over, and then escape like James Bond. Yeah. In the Lambo.
Don't feature him in any
Ferrari.
movies. Don't feature this guy in any movies. What do you got next for us, bro?
We got the Volkswagen Golf R, and so it's a car that I feel like we're gonna see a lot of. I mean, we already see quite a lot of the first gen. I mean, not the first gen, but the last gen Golf R on the streets. And here's what I totally forgot to realize is that the Golfs, you can only get it in two variants now, right? You can only get it in the Golf GTI or the Golf R.
That is good to know. I didn't know that.
So before,
so they've eliminated all the
every
lower
other
models?
yeah.
So
every
what's
other
replacing those? Because they used to have wasn't a Rabbit a Golf, or was that a different car?
I think the Rabbit was a type of Golf, I believe, like the bright
it was
blue,
right?
like
a pony Mustang type
yeah.
deal. Like it was like a
yeah.
Okay.
I believe. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, just correct. In the comments, just go out.
Smash them.
You said it first. You brought it up.
I was a question. Yeah.
Anyways.
So.
Yeah, no, but it's crazy because the entire Golf lineup has now been restricted. I mean, not limited to the GTI and the R, which is, I mean, they're keeping it, some of the higher sportier kind of trims. Yeah. But have you seen pictures of it? We'll put some pictures up here.
I think we will get some pictures rolling. I think it's got a facelift, right?
It's got a facelift, brand new headlights, and a little bit redesigned taillights.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. It doesn't. I like the old style better. I'm gonna be very honest.
The old style, I feel like I think I agree with you.
Yeah.
The old style had a better front end, better presence in general.
It looked better in all aspects. To be honest,
it was a bit more aggressive.
Maybe because we got used to it, right?
Yeah.
Now when you look at two cars before that, it was the same shape. They didn't really do much. I think the headlights changed, the taillights changed, very basic stuff. So that's why I believe maybe once we get used to this new Golf R, we will probably look at it and be like, yeah, we like this one.
No, it's I think it's a great step up.
Yeah.
From the last R, we know the last R pushed 288, and they redefined the 2-liter 4-pop. It's pushing 315 now.
That's a lot.
That's massive.
That's pretty good power for a hatch.
For a hatch. I mean the price tag is also a steep price tag. I mean they're asking 44.
44.
That's for a base MSRP would be 44.
So I actually went because you say 44 now. Yeah. I actually went on Volkswagen's website, so the Canadian version of the website, and actually built my own Volkswagen Golf R. If I were to buy one, I built it. But let me be brutally honest with you for a second. I am shocked because they're only allowing you to select one of three colors on your car.
No way.
You can go with blue.
No way.
You can go with white, or you can go with black. Is that all
Can you imagine if a wrap manufacturer is behind this to increase
know.
Sales?
I know, it's crazy.
Give them 3 colors, send them to us. We'll change the color.
Whatever color. And you just see like Volkswagen green, all these other old school colors that they have.
Traffic green, yeah.
Traffic green.
Yeah.
But really, man, like
seriously, that's it, eh?
Like at least I think a lot of cars at least have a minimum of like 5, 6 colors.
Do they have Nordic gray?
No, they don't have Nordic gray.
Chalk.
No.
How is the world gonna?
No, nothing.
This car will not sell.
It's hard. I mean, like, because there needs to be specs. I mean,
yeah.
On the road, I'm not sure if these were factory colors from the last gen, but I saw like a dark green, like a pesto green, right? There was a light tan colored, like a sand colored one that I've seen.
Right.
And then you got your black, you got your white, red comes out. I've seen red, and I've even seen like a dark plum before as well. Like a midnight purple kind of looking cool. Spec. So I think that might have been a wrap. I'm not 100% sure, but you saw these colors available and you saw them.
I mean, I wonder how that's gonna sit because they're competitors. Some of the cars that this competes against come out in crazy colors.
What does it compete against?
I mean, if you're looking at the Type R, for instance. You got the Honda Civic Type R, which comes in your electric blue. It's got sunbeam yellow. It's got colors across the board. Right. You can go dark. You can go bright.
You can even get like a Nordic gray on that. I think.
You can get gray, they have their own primer chalk type color.
Black, white.
Yeah. So it's pretty sick, man. But although we're going back to the Type R, the Golf R does beat the Civic Type R by 0.9 seconds in a 0 to 60.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
doing a 0 to 60 just under 4 seconds at 3.9.
Do you think that's because it's a smaller car? I mean, it is a hatch. You're comparing a 4-door car with a huge wing and everything.
You know, I think it might be. I
physically
think one of the factors might be that it's standard all-wheel drive, right?
Oh, okay.
That, and the second thing is, not only does it come in a 6-speed, it also comes in a dual clutch 7-speed transmission, which apparently gives it the edge over all the other hatch just because of the quick gear shifts, sporty feel, aggressive downshifts, right? So it does make it more track oriented,
a little bit more nimble across the track.
Nimble across track for sure. So yeah, cool. I mean, I'm definitely excited to obviously see these on the road. I want to see, they'll probably do really well in Canadian winters, especially with all-wheel drive and a dual clutch.
I think it'd be fun. It would be fun. I mean, I could see these guys in Toronto buying these cars and driving in the winter, because I've seen it before, right? You see Golf R's all season. People don't put it away. They actually drive it, especially if you have 4Motion, the all-wheel drive system that Volkswagen uses.
And dude, 315 horsepower is a lot of power coming out of a hatch.
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a solid deal.
Hey man, you know what? Before I got my car, I wasn't, Golf R was a little bit more expensive out of my price range, but I would have been interested if I had the money. I would have been interested to get into a last gen Golf R. It would have been a pretty fun car, and then I would have been myself a photographer, official photographer car.
Yeah.
It would have been.
Zach and Luke.
Yeah, man. Pesto Golf R from Scarphone.
Yeah.
And the blue.
And the blue one, I think it's like electric something, some blue. Yeah.
You should get a Golf R.
I should.
A black one.
I gotta join the gang.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I'm still stuck at 12K followers.
Follow him. No, don't follow. He has a K. I don't even have a K. Don't follow him. Unfollow him. Follow me.
But going back to the Golf R, I think the price tag's a bit steep. I'm sure once you start picking out some of the options and putting it together, obviously
I built one.
44. How much did you?
I built one. So when I built one, I believe it was around like $56,000 for my Golf R, fully loaded.
I think 56 is not bad if you can, because how much is a Type R? Type R is about 40, right? They're 41, 42.
Just over 40.
And its other competitor is the Hyundai
Veloster N.
N or M?
N.
And I don't even know what that is.
Like for Nancy.
N for Nancy.
Nancy, if you're watching
sponsorship
this.
just went out the door. Yeah, so and I'm sure that's not 50 grand.
No, I think I'm not even sure, but
so
I'm
it is.
Sure it starts at
so it is one on an expensive side of a hot hatch.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm glad that you brought up the Veloster, because I almost completely missed my mind. Like, it's true.
Yeah.
When you look at the performance side of things, right? I mean, Golf R and then Hyundai N, right? Like the sport line. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
They even have a Elantra N too.
Yeah.
So there's a bunch of cars, with your track lines or sport lines and whatever you call it. But 315 is it's a solid number to get into, especially when you're getting into a hatch.
I think you have a Korean brand on today's show, right?
Yes,
You're gonna be bringing it up. But before we move on to that, so what are you doing with the Golf? Are you buying one or are you burning it?
I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna wrap it, and I'll drive it.
Yeah. I think I'll probably take the same route.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a 2-for-1 wrap deal.
Yeah.
Somewhere like a
2 for $5.
group buy. We'll get a couple of different Scarphone if you want to join.
I know, everybody just join.
We can all go pesto, Zach. 4 pestos.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I would buy it. I would buy it just because, again, I've never driven a hatchback, and they're fun. Whenever you drive a hatchback,
hatches are amazing, man. It's like a lifestyle, bro.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that when you buy it, it's like how guys who drive wagons have this like entire look, like just like a look, like even themselves, bro. Just their life is like
it's a decent look.
Yeah, so their car actually molds them into this like hippie character. They come out, they're all like cool all the time. They're wearing shades and stuff, right?
Slick
or they have like
hair.
always slick back hair, always have like a tote bag with groceries in it. It's pretty like that's their life. But I think the hatch, when you buy a hatch, it's like you just want to buy a camera.
I think maybe because of the camera. Maybe because of the camera.
Not doing that.
Anyways, I'd buy it. You're gonna buy it, and that's whatever. Golf, get out of here. We're done with the Golf. No more
We're
Golf
done. All right, moving on.
Photographer jokes. This photographer's getting way too antsy with that car. All right. Okay.
All right, what do you got, bro?
All right, so another car that's been on my radar is the Genesis, the Genesis G80.
G80.
And so even on my Instagram and my Facebook, I've been seeing a lot of it. Yeah, the SUV version, the car version.
Yeah.
And, you know, it came from Hyundai, right? The Hyundai Genesis, the two-door sports car that everybody's out here modifying and selling race cars,
yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
But, again, so I'm very new to this brand. I haven't really been around the Genesis. Even the first Hyundai Genesis, I haven't really been around them too much, to be honest. And so seeing that brand transform into a luxury brand, and now it's, you know, it's in a whole different path than what it was. You know, it's not even a sports car anymore. It's a luxury car. And it's the new G80 has been redesigned. It's literally a luxury mid-size sedan.
Yeah.
And so it's a crazy car. I think it was pushing out 375 horsepower, I believe.
Yeah, out of a 3.5 liter twin turbo V6.
V6, right?
So,
that's
dude,
cool.
but going back to again what you said about Genesis coming out as a luxury brand for Hyundai.
Yeah.
I think that was a great move on there because they needed it because their competitors, Honda had Acura, Lexus had Toyota had Lexus, and Nissan had Infiniti. Right. So everybody had that other department.
That luxury.
Right.
Yeah.
So Hyundai was a great move, and I think they're I would still give them some time. I recently drove the G80.
Really?
Yeah, a brand new one, brand spanking new one. It sounds amazing. It feels great, but there's still something off.
So where was I when you were driving this? You didn't text me.
No, one of my buddies brought it to work, and he just actually he was trying to sell it to me, and he told me straight up. He's like, we actually got into an argument, and the whole argument was, so he's higher up in the Hyundai within Hyundai Canada and Genesis program, so he's in charge of that program. He gets like these brand new cars fresh off the lot. He brings them by, and he's always getting into these like arguments with me. And he asked me like why I'm driving an X5 or I'm in an Audi when I can get into a Genesis, right?
Yeah.
And then one day he completely lost it, and I told him that, hey bro, listen man, a 5 Series is better.
Yeah,
right?
that's what he said.
I'm like, I don't. Yeah, I told. I'm like, I don't think it'll ever compare to a German brand like a BMW or a Mercedes. Right. And he tossed me the keys, and he's like, I have a brand new G80 parked outside. Right. The car only had like under 100 kilometers. He's like, go launch it. Mm-hmm. He's like, it had red leather inside. It was fully spec'd out.
Diamond stitched?
No, it wasn't diamond stitched. It wasn't. It still had. You know what, man? Right? It's still like I said. It's still missing something.
Yeah.
I feel like the wheel is not stiff enough. I feel like there's too much control, like too much computer work going. You know when there's like, it just feels like you're like.
It doesn't feel like a driver's car.
You don't feel like you're really. You know, maybe that's just obviously that's my personal opinion. It's a great car. It like the interior, the inferior, the build quality, and I actually went through and I did the Tesla test. I don't know if you know, people do them on TikTok quite a bit. Yeah. Where they kind of like go through the trim and shake certain pieces.
See if it comes off or if it's the
cheap
build.
How cheap and loose it is. Yeah. And I did the test, and I actually went through the door panel. I went around the cluster. Right. Around the screen. I went where the gearbox is, and it was rock solid. Yeah. None of the panels moved. Right.
What kind of quality is it though? Like the leather.
It is very, in my opinion, it is very Lexus. Yeah, it's not German yet. Germans use a softer leather. Yeah. The Japs use a slightly more.
It's more rougher.
Leather, right?
Stiffer leather.
Stiffer. I mean, yeah. So I think that's where it sits. But great car, and I think they're heading down a great path. It looks amazing. Yeah. It has great curb appeal.
So I think it was like somebody from Bentley is the one that's designing the new cars, right?
It has a vibe, right?
It has a Bentley vibe.
The grille is definitely like
it's
chromed out like a Bentley too.
So it's all the chrome pieces that you see on the car. The headlights, the taillights are all Bentley inspired, and even on when you look at the car from a side angle, the markers on the side. Yeah. I'm not sure if they're turn signals, but you know how like they have something like right above the wheel, they have that little badge or something like that. Mm-hmm, I think the Genesis, both the car and the SUV have a little bit of chrome on it, so it's kind of like the Bentley. I mean, if we were to compare when you look at the SUVs, when you look at the Genesis SUV and the Bentayga, you can kind of really spot the differences. Yeah. But you can tell that the designer went from Bentley is now working for Genesis.
Oh but yeah.
A lot of similarities, but at that same time, you could really fool people, right? If you don't know your cars. You see that coming behind you. If you see it passing by on another lane, you would really think that it's a high-end luxury SUV. Yeah. You wouldn't even think that's Korean made.
Yeah, dude, I'm seeing a lot more of them on the road. Yeah. Like ever since this, like, I mean, since the G70, I haven't been seeing a lot of G90s, but the G70s, I'm seeing quite a bit, and I know at an early stage when they came out, there were a lot of issues.
Yeah.
People had windshields leaking. People had sunroofs leaking. Brand new cars.
Do you remember the whole situation with Tiger Woods when he crashed his car with the SUV?
Yeah.
And people were like, it was crazy. It went crazy on social media, even not just social media, but like public news, like actual newspapers and stuff like that. Because of how safe it was, people were like, "Oh my God, this guy's driving a $50,000 SUV. That's luxurious. However, it saved his life. Like it went through total destruction.
Yeah.
But Tiger Woods was so safe.
Yeah, that was good. I'll get some pictures up here of the crash site. But yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And it really, it did.
So that was Genesis.
That was the Genesis.
I'm just.
That was the Genesis. Yeah, that was the Genesis. And so right after that, like within the next few days, like everybody was talking about Genesis. Everybody was just praising how well of a car that is, how well the build was, and how great that a guy like a celebrity like Tiger Woods was driving it. Nothing happened to him, and it really looks. I mean, it's an unfortunate accident, right? It's
unfortunate. I mean, I'm glad he's okay.
He's okay. He's doing good, but at that same time, I mean,
them.
a lot of people used that opportunity to really inquire and interest themselves about this car. Nobody really knew what this was, right? Like me and you, we didn't really know about this car, but once you really see it on the road, you do a little bit of research online, then you start to look at the car and you actually start to get impressed. Like you need to message your guy and let me drive one, because
100%. We'll
I really want to try it.
I'll get us something lined up for a G80 or a G90, but I think I would give them I don't think they're a threat to their competitors, so it competes against the 5 Series, the A6 and the E-Class. Right. E450, because it's in that. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I would still give it at least 5 years until it's a threat, because I don't think it is a threat right now.
I think right now you'd be threatening. I feel like maybe the Lincoln cars, maybe.
Yeah, maybe exactly.
Maybe a Maxima.
Exactly.
Like,
nailed that, bro.
Maxima's full leather and they're pretty sporty. Yeah. Maybe Toyota Avalon. Yeah. Right, Avalon.
Yeah, you would definitely be. You're right. But not the Germans yet. I think they're on the right path. They're
getting there. They're getting there.
Yeah, but not yet.
But yeah, no, I don't see it. I don't see it competing with the 5 Series. I mean, 5 Series is just very well.
It's a great car, man.
It's a great car.
It's a great
car. I have a lot of experience with the 5 Series because I've driven Marlin's M5 a lot, the F10. Yeah. And so it's an amazing car, and I don't think this car has got what it takes to reach and compare with that level yet.
I mean, you're right. I've had 2 in my life, and I love them both. It's such a balanced car. Yeah. It has great cabin space.
I mean, not as good as Audi, but yeah, B race. They're B, right? Audi's A. A comes before B.
B, and then M.
That's what I'm talking about, Mercedes.
But and same with the E-Class. I mean, E-Class with the new facelift. Now the E-Class has the same interior as S-Class. Yeah. Right, so you have the full panel. Yeah. If you think that you're going up against that interior...
No. I'm sorry. Go back to designing the car. You got to redo.
You cannot go up against that interior.
No
I mean,
way.
If you're still running needles... Yeah. You're nowhere close. You're in dinosaur land.
Yeah, you gotta have a digital dash, man.
Yeah, it's digital or it's nothing. Yeah,
digital or like a human in there.
Or like a
telling you are going 45. So Genesis G80, buy or burn?
I think I'm gonna burn it, but I will come around in 5 years and take another look at it. Maybe I'll buy one then. Yeah. If they've stepped it up, but for now I think I'll pass and I'll burn. Sorry, dude. Yeah. It's a heavy insurance claim.
Because. I don't know, because I haven't driven it before and I have no experience in any Genesis, old one or new one, I'd buy it. I'd buy it just to test it out. I wouldn't keep it. I'd buy it, try it out, drive it around, maybe. How is it on winters? I don't even know. I'd try it out.
all-wheel.
I think it comes out all-wheel drive. But you know what? I'd try it out. Just, again, like I said, because I haven't experienced it at all, I'd buy it. But that'd be it. Buy it, drive it, maybe have it for a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah. And then go get myself an A6.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. So... I actually came across a car that I didn't really like, but it did come across my radar. So we do have to talk about it because this is, of course, on the radar, on our radar.
On ours.
Yeah. So, anyways, BMW was celebrating their 50th anniversary of their M division and performance division, and so
super cool,
as a reward or as a gift, they released pictures of their new concept vehicle, the BMW XM. So this is it's a hybrid SUV.
Right.
It's a hybrid plug-in SUV that's pushing out ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, I heard. I think it's doing 750 to twin turbo V8.
Yeah.
With an electric, of course, hybrid.
It's
setup.
a hybrid, yeah.
750 horsepower for an SUV is crazy, but an SUV that looks like this,
it's crazier.
It's crazier. Yeah. I mean, we don't know how much of the concept will be in the real deal.
Yeah.
But looking at it right now,
I hope
and you
it's
know
totally
what, man?
different. I hope
you
it's
know
totally
what? With the way BMW works, a lot of their concepts really do nail the final
end
product.
Up going towards the real
right?
part,
Like their big grill concept, when they launched it, everyone was just like, oh, there's no way. And I saw people in comments, they're like, oh, no, concepts never look the way they do in real life when they roll off the line.
It's like, no, jokes
and it's like,
you.
nope, there you go, here's your 7 Series. It's like plasma TV.
It's sponsored by
But I'm not going to lie, no, that grill grew on me. And I was a fan of the M3. Sorry, yeah. I am. Yeah, sorry, dude.
All right, this is where I leave the podcast.
But anyways, so I know you're not a huge fan of looks, but I'm really feeling it.
I'm not. I just feel like the pictures, like if you see the rear of the car right now, or you see how symmetrical it looks, and it looks like exhaust. It looks like two shapes I used to play with in school for math class.
Right.
Just placed on the exhaust, like up and down here.
Right.
I don't know. It's fine. It's a concept car. It looks very symmetrical, sure, whatever. But I really have to see the real thing. But if this is what it looks like, I don't know. I feel like it's way too concept-like to be driving out in like the next 5 years if it was to come down on the street.
Dude, I think we're heading down that path. I think with the way things are transforming, some of these cars, the concept cars which are coming out, have just gone crazier and crazier.
It's true.
And I think we're going back from so the way it worked was like we went through a curvy phase, which was like the late 90s, and then early 2000s we went through a line phase where there were more aggressive lines, and then we ended up back at curves, and now we're going back to that aggressive lines,
line work, and
right?
symmetry.
Because like Benz kind of transformed their like S-Class, where they had the S-Class, I forgot which chassis, but it was aggressive, and then it kind of shaped out to this like kind of rounded off and nice and clean, right? And then same with BMW. Like BMW kept their lines the same, but what I'm saying is I think we're headed down a path of a lot of symmetrical lines, a lot of
I think,
angles, and a lot of cuts.
I think in all honesty, I'm just not ready for it. I think it's just me not accepting the fact that we're headed towards an electric concept future.
We are,
and
man.
I'm just like not ready for it. You know?
We are.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool.
It's a cool car. Don't get me wrong.
I mean, look at the interior. Check this out. Have you seen the back seats?
Yeah, the back seats look like it looks like a tub.
Yeah.
Right. It looks like some sort of like sofa couch tub, and then just headrests that
like,
come along with it.
Like a Greek goddess would sit there, like Medusa's cave. I brought this up earlier. Yeah. He made fun of me, but don't you guys think it looks like Medusa's cave?
But why Medusa? There's so many other Greek goddesses you could have picked. And,
because she's got snakes, and there's like snake stitching on the.
I don't think it's snake stitching.
It's snake style stitching. What do you know? Anyway, so
I know it's not a snake. Remember, I'm an animal guy. I'm an animal guy. That's not snake stitching.
But yeah, man. Another cool fact is that BMW, or this is a fun fact actually. I don't know if it's by BMW, but 1 of 3 M cars sold is an SUV.
I've read that somewhere too. I think I read it on a website. So that's a pretty staggering fact. I mean,
that's crazy.
Out of 3 M cars that leave a BMW delership, out of 3, 1 is an SUV. So that could be an X5M. It could be the new X3M.
Now they have the 3Ms.
X6M.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
It's crazy because
that's amazing, man.
I'm out here buying an M5 Comp, and you walking out with a bad X3M.
With the X3M, I think, and this I was telling you this earlier, that SUVs have somehow become like super SUVs or performance SUVs.
They've become the new norm.
They're in.
Yeah, they're
in. Like
in.
that's yeah. It's cool that like. I wish I saw more GLE 63 coupes. I don't see them around. I love that car. Yeah. I know it looks like a big kidney, but it's just like
I don't know that.
I like the car. I think it looks like a tank in matte black.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even with like the Cayenne Turbo S's, right, or the SRT, like all these
crazy.
cars,
and that's what surprises me the most is because a lot of people don't really see the Durango SRT Hellcat.
I have never seen that.
I've seen it.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I've seen it. Yeah. So it's a thing. So essentially getting a Hellcat and putting in a Durango. Anyways, it's crazy because it's like 710 horsepower, something ridiculous.
Jeez, bro.
Like every other Hellcat that they're making, like 700 horsepower.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's crazy is how is the way the direction of the SUVs are going, because SUVs are not meant to carry families anymore. A lot of these SUVs are like, yeah, carry your family if you want, sure, but we're gonna make it very sporty for you. We're gonna make it a performance SUV.
You can show up to a track day and still hold it down.
Yeah, like it's crazy.
If you look at
the
fastest SUVs in the world.
Yeah.
Their timings are almost overlapping not the Nürburgring supercar times, but it's fairly close. They're putting up some good numbers.
When you compare a car to an
GTS,
SUV.
what I'm saying is it's impressive.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, man, don't underestimate these SUVs.
So this is if I'm not mistaken, this new XM is competing with the Lamborghini Urus.
Yeah.
I believe the Porsche. I think
GT,
it was
the turbo,
the Cayenne turbo,
e-hybrid, yeah.
Yeah, the hybrid, and I believe even if it's competing with Urus, probably the RSQ8 as well.
Exactly.
And the Durango.
And the SRT Hellcat.
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty cool. It is. It's definitely, again, it's crazy to see how fast the whole automotive market is heading towards concept and hybrid, and using a mixture of both to really get those performance statistics up there.
But there's one thing that really is scary about this thing is that it resembles a lot of a wheelbase of an X7. Right? Yeah. It does, right?
Yeah, I saw that too when I first saw the pictures.
And the X7 was a major fail. It was major fail, and I'm not, and this is just from personal experience with people around me that ordered X7s and had crazy amount of electrical issues. Crazy cars are coming in
I think
brand.
that might just
there was a and this is a story, and I can even drop his tags because he's an open profile and he did an entire thing on this. It was an entire post where his brand new Durango, his brand new X7 on delivery day with the bow on it didn't start. It didn't start on delivery. Yeah, in Toronto. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a family friend of mine.
No way.
His X7 on delivery. He
delivered.
went. It was one of the first to land. The whole crystal ball on the inside.
Was
and
it dealership?
The dealer,
dealer.
Dealership. Yeah, at the dealership. Yeah, and the car didn't
That's
start.
embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. Imagine a brand new car, you just dropped 160, 70.
Yeah.
And the car doesn't start. It was such a problematic car. They had a lot of issues with that, man. Especially the first gen. So it's scary. Every time I looked at the pictures first, it just reminded me of the X7. I'm like, But yeah, again, 50th anniversary.
Yeah, so I mean,
huge deal.
Here's to BMW, and here's to 50th anniversary of the M Performance. Even though I like Audi.
Alright, you want to do outro?
Audi. Before we wrap that up, two things: buy or burn.
Dude, I'll pass.
I'm
an M guy, but I think I'm gonna burn it.
My answer: cue flames in the background. Burn.
Yeah,
like the whole cane from WWE, just like
we gotta get those installed.
And before we leave that topic, another thing did come on our radar, and I really want to plug it in as we talk about this because it fits the market of what we're talking about. Let's quickly talk about the Ferrari SUV, the Purosangue. Reason why I want to talk about it is because it directly relates to what we just talked about, the SSUV market, right? Competing with all these sport performance SUVs, and so there's some new. We're gonna put some pictures up here. There's some new spy shots of this car now going around, and so we're getting there. We've heard a lot of talk about it coming. They're very late to the game of SUVs.
They're definitely late to the game, and going back to stats, and I'm always reading stats. Somebody brought this up on Reddit, that how far behind before the years Lamborghini was to Ferraris in sales. Yeah. Right. They were far behind, but I think it was like by 10,000 units or something crazy. And I don't know if those are exact stats. This is what I read. And they said the Urus literally covered that gap just because it was the only super SUV in the market.
Everybody bought it, right?
Everybody bought it, right? Yeah. And did you know that it's the cheapest Lamborghini you could buy?
Wow.
Right? Off the lot. So
cheaper than like a base model Huracan?
From what the research that I did, the breakdown, it was coming up as a base Urus is cheaper than a Huracan, which is crazy. So you would expect Ferrari to react quicker, and have it out 2 years ago or a year ago. But they were talking for a while, and then now the spy shots came out.
But I'm sure there's going to be something within the Ferrari SUV that that takes it a step further than the Lamborghini. Or
For sure,
some
it's
other
going to be.
ones. If they're taking this long of a time to kind of go through a refined process,
I feel a
of bringing
hybrid
something
platform
out,
coming.
Yeah.
I feel like we're looking at
especially with all the new,
mega Ferrari, because Ferraris are just like, especially the
a
new
lot of
platform.
the new Ferraris have been like the SF90 is a hybrid mix. Right?
Yeah, hybrid
So-
mix, 800 plus horses, and I think
Yeah.
this SUV might be a bit more than just a super SUV.
Mhm.
And this is all just, I'm just thinking, there's no stats involved, and I didn't read about this, but I feel like, yeah, if it is a hybrid, we're probably looking at something that touches close to sevens.
Yeah.
And
Easy. I
horsepower,
think seven's easy. Yeah.
Saves gas.
I mean, we were talking about the X BMW XM was 7, right?
yeah,
So in retrospect, if Ferrari being Ferrari, they've always got pretty high horsepower
Yeah.
in their cars, and so I feel like it's easily going to be like some. I'd expect it at least. I'd
Yeah.
expect that much horsepower to come out of Ferrari. A lot of people online have said that from shots that they were seen before, it looked like a Maserati Levante body chassis. So again, I think we can't really do a buy or burn on this because we don't really know much about it. We don't know any looks about the car. We don't know any stats about the car, and so there's not really much to go off of.
I think I might. I mean, just basing it off of the spy picks, I think I'll probably go for it. Just because Ferrari's track record shows less depreciation.
Yeah.
Just the cars in general.
Yeah.
And modern day Ferraris, surprisingly, again going back to stats, are a lot more reliable than what they used to be in the 2000s.
Yeah,
right. So
100%.
Ferrari has definitely stepped up their game, because that's where they were kind of losing to Lamborghini when it came to reliability, because the Audi group helped Lambo a lot with a lot of their engineering,
100%,
right? Which made it better for all year round.
Yeah.
Or all terrains,
All
whatever.
purpose,
All
yeah.
purpose, right? Just a utility truck, right? For the Urus,
Yeah.
right? So I'm super excited for it. I think it's going to be a game changer, and I think they're going to...
I don't know, man.
I really hope it doesn't look like the Maserati. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like that car. That car was a fail. It was cheap.
I don't like it either. It was a cheap. Again, a lot of people said that it was just a glorified Dodge Journey because
That's
that's
exactly
really what it was, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to say I want to buy it, but truth be told, I don't really know much about this car. I'm a huge type of person that would like to see the car first,
Yeah.
at least to know a little bit more information.
Yeah.
So.
But just basing it off again, I know. But I'm trying to build an image in your head based off the Ferraris that we've seen.
Yeah.
We've seen the SF90. We've
I
seen.
mean, if I look something like the Daytona, SP3 Daytona from last episode,
Yeah.
with the Testarossa lights, I don't want it.
They're not
I don't want
good. But like I said, like you sat in a 488 Pistas. So you've kind of seen the transformation.
It does. It's a beautiful
especially
car.
with the
Yeah.
interior. So can you imagine like a Ferrari Roma interior, which is a very modern, very intelligent interior with the tailor-made program.
Yeah.
This thing can really, because tailor-made program, there's nothing comes close to that.
Yeah.
Right? They take customization to a whole nother level.
Yep.
And I really feel like these SUVs are gonna be good.
I think
they're
so
gonna look
too.
amazing. They're gonna because the Roma, I know the Roma has the whole you don't have to use your hands, right?
Yeah. So,
I think you could do volume, you could do down, you could do
Yeah,
sunroof,
you
could do
yeah.
this, you could
Just
whole
hand
bunch.
signals,
So it's miles ahead of any Lambo in the
Any-
market,
That's for sure.
right? Or
I think you know what I think you're convincing me I'm biased.
I
But
don't
I don't
they
know.
can't mess it up, bro.
They
They
can't.
can't. There's a
They
lot of
can't.
pressure on them. They needed this, and they're gonna make it happen, and they won't fail.
So how about let's just.
Can you imagine if they fail?
I'm gonna put a pause on that. That one I don't know. I'm not sure yet 100% of that car. I'll be in the. You know what? I'm gonna say build. I'm gonna build it.
It's
I'm gonna go on
good.
the website. I'm gonna configure it. I'm gonna go meet with Ferrari.
You can bring
I'm gonna build it.
You can bring your info to episode 3.
I'm gonna build it
We'll
and
touch
then I'll
back
see.
on that.
But yeah. So every time you made a very good point. I know that said that was our last car,
Yeah.
but I just have to. It triggered. You know, I'm a very intelligent human being, and
Go
so
for it, man.
as soon as you said something, I just pick up on these key words.
Yeah.
Just like the Facebook algorithm, and I just grab it. But anyways, on Instagram, I saw literally I think 1 or 2 days ago, I saw that the Bugatti, the manufacturer, has a new tailor-made program, and they're calling it Again, let me butcher this. Sur Future. Future? Zero future?
Don't get me involved in this.
Okay, listen. We're gonna have a Bugatti representative, or we're gonna have Google Translate say the right way to say this.
Sur Mesure.
Right. I don't know. Okay, at the end of the day, what you gotta get, what your takeaway is from this part right now, is that Bugatti is a tailor-made program, and so if you want to get your Pure Sport tailor-made,
that's crazy exciting.
Yeah, so there's these new
That's
images,
crazy
right,
exciting.
of a Pure Sport. I was pretty silly of me. I thought it was a new variation of a Chiron, but it's not. So the picture right here, right above, right now, is a Pure Sport that has been tailor-made for a customer. And the one that we're seeing here was tailor-made after a race car driver, I think.
Yeah, so it does translate into tailor-made.
Yeah.
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 So
I thought I made that clear.
Not Ferrari tailor-made.
No.
Because you kept saying
tailored.
Okay, tailored.
You know a couple of tailors, don't you?
Tailors, yeah.
Brings back good old memories.
But I'm gonna... yeah, so we'll...
That's a pretty intensive lineup for today. I mean, we talked about so many cars.
These billionaires that buy these cars, they're already mad in the head because they just think of these crazy ideas. They have crazy ways of making tons of money, right? I can't imagine the specs they're gonna put together. Like I mean, I
think there was one interior picture of the door. Interior picture of the door on the inside. It was just like the red. You know how like when we sat in the Pure Sport, it was like the blue, on the sides of the blue. It was just red. So it doesn't look like much. I think more of it's going to be like the outside delivery and the style on the outside. But again, we got to see more pictures of it. This was literally the very first one that's gone through the program. So I think we really have to.
Yeah, much needed. I think the 1% of the world are going to be very happy.
Yeah.
That the 1% of the world are going to be extremely happy that this program.
DAF cars.
That's
you.
Yeah.
Let me know what your spec is, buddy. Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty badass.
Right.
Anyways, but that was it. That was a pretty cool lineup of cars that we talked today. We said
So we had the V12, the final edition.
The Aston Martin V12 Vantage.
We had the Photographer Special Golf R.
Yeah. The Genesis G80. We touched on the BMW XM. We touched on the Ferrari SUV.
Right.
And of course the new Bugatti designer program.
Can you say that again?
I'm gonna let Siri say it.
Sorry,
insert Siri.
Sur Mesure.
Over here. You know what? Screw you. I'm gonna get someone that's French to say it. Okay. But that was it. Thanks guys for joining us on our second episode of On the Radar. Pretty cool stuff that came out. And again.
And you know what? Drop in the comments if there are cars that you'd see us discuss.
Yeah,
and
bring
them to our radar because
Abdullah here is a very rich guy, and so whatever car like he'll buy the X6. He's a diehard BMW fan. He has an X5.
I don't have.
He has an X5. He'll drop money on the XM like no tomorrow.
Drop a lighter on the XM. Yeah.
Again, fire.
I'm gonna get those installed.
You have to. Anyway, we're having way too much fun. We need to end this video now.
Yeah, man, that's it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We'll see you on episode 3. Yeah?
Episode 3 again. Abdullah, Indujan, hit me with the video. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys on episode 3.